They want you to think all conspiracies are nutty so you will ignore the ones that are true.
Revelations, there's a passage about the rulers, the kings, and all the high places hiding in the rocks of the mountains. Then the world leaders have, in America, Cheyenne Mountain, in the Rocky Mountains.
Drop a few in your mouth and go, or you can get caught.
Security's extremely tight here. Call when you get close so I can get you clearance.
Well then, thank you so much, sir.
If you launch nukes, the global fallout is gonna kill everybody.
Who said anything about nukes?
You are making a big mistake here. Please let me put together a plan.
We have a plan. Look, why don't you and Jimmy come with me to Colorado? Why don't you and Jimmy come with me to Colorado? You'll be safe there.
What are you asking me to do? Quit? Give up?
In the real world, Jenny and Chad is Zion. Zion, if the war was over tomorrow, Zion's where the party would be. It's a city. The last human city. The only place we have left. Where is it? Deep underground, near the Earth's core where it's still warm.
And they even teased us with this through one of their guys, Jesse Ventura, years ago, with his show, Conspiracy Show. His intro video, he made sure he flashed you the one eye a couple times just to show you whose side he's on. How else, ask that question, how else would they just let this guy, because he has a big voice and he's famous, show you the underground facilities and at least the entrance, and go ask questions, stir things up, go to the Denver airport, show you the paintings on the wall. Follows that rule, like just like always. Again, they have to show you everything. But maybe it's because something comes around every so often. They gave it to us in the Anunnaki story, but there's another guy's channel out there, ARC, AX, and it's spelled ARC and then AIX, chronologically orders history and these resets, putting those in order. Makes sense though that these resets happen a lot more often than we assume. So when they refer to the Phoenix event, supposedly it comes around every 138 years. Sometimes cause a pole shift, sometimes not. But definitely stirs things up when it comes. Darkening out the sun. And it's also the angel of death, the Phoenix. He mentions the first recorded event of the Phoenix is 4309 BC. Adds that that's why the pyramids were built, possibly to counteract the event. A lot of ancient texts referring to that event, along with images and paintings also, you know. And it syncs in with the Anunnaki story. And the Nibiru symbolism they show us has the wings. Like the phoenix wings. Some secret societies will get the tattoo of the what looks like the Anunnaki, a circle with the wings. The Nazis are the eagle, or the phoenix is a Another way to add that Nazis and NASA is one of the same. When they supposedly landed on the moon, what did they say? The eagle has landed. Thought the eagle was America. So if something appears in the sky, does that mean space is real in the way that they present it's real? Nope. To me, deep space does exist. NASA back in the day, old videos they used to tell us on TV, deep oceans, that's outer space. And deep space. I have videos breaking down the etymology on all these maritime words that they use. Space travel in the sky. And correlates to maritime, where they originally took it from. Ships being one. Ships in the sea. Spaceships in the sky. Aeronautics is another. To focus on the specific topic though. Whatever is more advanced than us, or the ones that created us. Many names describing that. They can be coming from deep space, anywhere away from our center. Space, it means anywhere from the center point. This world is like a whirlpool, just like this. To add on to the simulation, pool backwards is loop. I can't help but notice creator and crater are so close, aren't they? This place is a lot bigger, and there's more land that we don't know about, that have been explored and still being explored. Possibly new civilizations set up in other places that we can't get to. Going back to the pyramids for a sec, I think it was used as a weapon, like a direct energy weapon. That same beam they show us for direct energy weapon, they show us on the pyramids. If you're thinking of the strongest, most purest light that we know, like a beam, pulsar, polestar, pulse, why would they be depicting that in the pyramid? Like it's trying to deter something that comes close. The Phoenix. Our eyes naturally can't see many things that are around us. Maybe psychedelic trips enhance that. It's not just that you're hallucinating. And psychedelics, for the ones that are thinkers, makes them, especially with DMT trips, they get a sense that they're in a white room, a waiting room, made of light.
You sinned in your dream, set a door made of light. What happens when you go through the door?
I see trading.
You did well.
We have an imposter.
What is this?
Impersonating your relative.
Am I still alive?
Scanned your consciousness.
My wife is an interactive software programmer. She is highly creative.
What are you doing here? You do not belong here.
Kamala, goodness, I apologize. My wife can be very direct.
It's okay. I don't have an answer. I don't even know where here is.
This place is nowhere. It is between your world and our world.
Who's the train man?
He works for the Frenchman.
Why did I know you were going to say that?
The Frenchman does not forget, and he does not forgive.
You know him?
I know only what I need to know. I know that if you want to take something from our world into your world that does not belong there, you must go to the Frenchman.
Is that what you're doing here?
Rama, please.
I do not want to be cruel, Kamala. He may never see another face for the rest of his life.
I'm sorry. You don't have to answer that, won't you?
No. Every program that is created must have a purpose. If it does not, it is deleted. I went to the Frenchman to save my daughter. You do not understand.
I just have never.
Heard a program speak of love.
It is a human emotion.
No, it is a word. What matters is the connection the word implies.
What matters is the connection the word implies.
So can these satellites trick you and show you images like Project Bluebeam technology attached to the satellites? Before I came across Bro Sanchez, I was on to certain realizations, and his work backs all that up. And referring to the satellites, he thinks they're soul trapped for our light, and they can project an image, maybe the image that the world's been programmed to see. So many different gods, right? All depicted in front of a light. However, is it really a satellite masking and projecting itself? In the word satellite, very clearly the word light's in there. And sat. I have a video breaking down all the etymology attached to the word sat. Interesting why the satellites got mirrors on them too, right? Remember all the very blatant computer terms that are used in the old, what we know as ancient text. Saving you into the cloud and save are modern day computer terms. And a lot of the mythology gods that they give us were all fishermen. If you haven't noticed, a lot of them were fishermen, fishing for souls. Especially this one. This word's been a long time ago initiated into our culture. Yo man, low key, I'm doing this, low key, I'm doing that. But the same frequency of that word is attached to this god in mythology, another fisherman. Maybe some truth into what Dave Wise says, soul lure system. So if they're doing this, maybe we gotta watch out for the lights. This image here shows you, if you've never heard, it's called The Old Fisherman, portraying two spirits in one body. Supposedly with this, they're just trying to tell you that the good force and the bad force is the same. Satellites are suspended up by helium, which NASA owns most of. It's one of the lightest gases. Saturn, satellites. And they got laser beams attached to these satellites, knowing that the soul resonates electromagnetic, which would be a frequency at the end of the day. Can these lasers on the satellites detour the path of a soul? The other ways to break down satellite is tel's in there, T-E-L-E. The word forming element meaning far, far off, operating over distance. From Greek, T-E-L-E, far off, afar, at or to a distance, related to teleos, genitive, telos, end, goal, completion, result. From pi root quell, K-W-E-L. Quell means far in space or time, forming words to do with turning via the notion of completion of a cycle. It is the hypothetical source of evidence for its existence is provided by Sanskrit. C-A-R-A-M-A-H. The last. Greek, tel, T-E-L-E, far off, afar, at or to go to a distance. Paleos, old, ancient, long ago, far back. That's very strange that that word tel, it's in telephone, telecommunications, obviously. However, the etymology and the root word of tel, that's also happens to be in satellite, is tying into karama. Sounds like karma. By definition, it's basically the same thing, referring to the end, the last, or like a judgment. That's what karma is. And that's attached to the word satellite. These are breakdowns within inside that word. You could break down the word more than one way. Far, I get that one. But karma, now that's just extra confirmation that these satellites are not what we think they are. And completing a cycle. Wow, guys.
full inventory of prisoners. You may feel confused or strange.
After all, you're not supposed to be here.
Disorientation, visual and auditory hallucinations, and even low-grade amnesia are normal. But don't worry, this orientation will answer all of your questions. This is a cortical stack. As Protectorate citizens, we each have one, implanted when we are 1 year old. Inside is pure human mind, coded and stored as DHF, digital human freight. Your consciousness can be downloaded into any stack in any sleeve. You can even needle cast in minutes to a sleeve anywhere in the settled worlds. A sleeve is replaceable, but if your stack is destroyed, you die. There's no coming back from real death.
The warden wants to see you.
So, avoid blunt force trauma to the face of the brain and energy weapons fired at the head.
Avoid blunt force trauma to the face of the brain and energy weapons fired at the head.
The Ukraine, a country of some 52 million people, is in almost total blackness tonight in the wake of a series of freakish lightning storms of catastrophic proportion which struck the country at approximately 4 a.m. local time.
EMP or electromagnetic pulse, which causes a temporary interruption of all electrical current within its field. As in the Ukraine, there are scattered reports that the EMP here was followed by seismic activity on the scale of an earthquake, measuring 6.5 on the Richter scale.
Let's get the obvious stuff out of the way.
You're not human, are you?
Well, it's tough to get any more obvious than that.
If I had to guess, I'd say you're a program from the machine world. So is he.
So far, so good.
But if that's true, that could mean you are part of the system. Another kind of control.
Keep going.
I suppose the most obvious question is, how can I trust you?
Bingo. It is a pickle, no doubt about it. Bad news is there's no way if you can really know whether I'm here to help you or not. So it's really up to you. Just have to make up your own damn mind to either accept what I'm going to tell you or reject it. Candy?
You already know if I'm going to take it.
Wouldn't be much of an oracle if I didn't.
But if you already know, how can I make a choice?
Because you didn't come here to make the choice. You've already made it. You're here to try to understand why you made it. I thought you'd have figured that out by now.
Why are you here?
Same reason. I love candy.
But why help us?
We're all here to do what we're all here to do. I'm interested in one thing, Neo, the future. And believe me, I know the only way to get there is together.
Are there other programs like you?
Oh, not like me, but... Look, see those birds? At some point, a program was written to govern them. A program was written to watch over the trees and the wind, sunrise and sunset. There are programs running all over the place. The ones doing their job, doing what they were meant to do, are invisible. You'd never even know they were here. But the other ones, well, you hear about them all the time.
I've never heard of them.
Of course you have. Every time you've heard someone say they saw a ghost or an angel. Every story you've ever heard about vampires, werewolves, or aliens is the system assimilating some program that's doing something they're not supposed to be doing.
Programs hacking programs. Why?
There are reasons, but usually a program chooses exile when it faces deletion.
And why would a program be deleted?
Maybe it breaks down. Maybe a better program is created to replace it. Maybe a better program is created to replace it. Happens all the time. And when it does, a program can either choose to hide here or return to the source.
The machine name?
Yes.
where you must go, where the path of the one
Oh, please tell me this is really happening. It's happening. It's like wheels or rings.
This must be how the moon stabilizes itself. Some kind of gyroscopic system. Some kind of gyroscopic system.
What have you done to my station? None. You, however, are different. I'd like to say I have your undivided attention, but that would not be true. Your mind is in here with me. Your body is somewhere else. Wrapped in cybernetic implants and pulse generators, all tied up in a cerebral matrix. A virtual reality cybernet. Then you're saying all of this is a simulation, not real. What is real, Commander? What is real, Commander? This. Commander, there you are. Been looking all over the place for you. Carapol. No! Commander. 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 Let's go, Commander. We can kill him as many times as we like. We're locked together here in your mind. It's shadow play, without form or substance. But I'm real, Commander. And you're real. And the pain for you is also real.
Something bad. She starts to fall. And then I wake up.
Do you see her die?
No.
You have the sight now, Mia. You are looking at the world without time.
Then why can't I see what happens to her?
We can never see past the choices we don't understand.
Are you saying I have to choose whether Trinity lives or dies?
No. We've already made the choice. Now we have to understand it.
No. I can't do that. I won't.
You have to,
Why?
because you're the one.
What if I can't? What happens if I fail?
Then Zion will fall. Our time is up. Listen to me, Neo. You can save Zion if you reach the source, but to do that you will need the Keymaker.
The Keymaker?
Yes, he disappeared some time ago. We do not know what happened to him until now. He's being held prisoner by a very dangerous program. One of the oldest of us. He's called the Merovingian.
Merovingian.
You will not let him go willingly.
What does he want?
What do all men with power want? More power. Be there at that exact time, and you will have a chance.
We must go.
Doesn't exist. It's correct.
Welcome to the desert.
We have only bits and pieces of information, but what we know for certain is that at some point in the early 21st century, all of mankind was united in celebration, we marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to AI.
Artificial intelligence.
A singular consciousness that spawned an entire race of machines. We don't know who struck first, us or them, but we know that it was us. I heard when the Matrix was first built, there was a man born inside who had the ability to change whatever he wanted, to remake the Matrix as he saw fit. It was he who freed the first ones, taught us the truth. As long as the Matrix exists, the human race will never be free. After he died, the Oracle prophesied his return, and that his coming would hail the destruction that scorched the sky. At the time, they were dependent on solar power, and it was believed that they would be unable to survive without an energy source as abundant as the sun.
The entrance to the Hollow Earth lies between two mountains on Antarctica.
Entrance to Hollow Earth? Okay. And once I'm down there?
You'll find the city of Agatha. In the middle of the city lies a temple where they keep the Aurelia. In a simple vessel called the Holy Grail.
Wow. The Holy Grail, huh? What was that, Mrs.?
We are inside Earth. It's simple. It's like mirror. Only east is west and west is east.
I knew you would be back.
Explain.
It's called Aurelia. It is pure energy. It powers our ships. It makes us live forever.
Us who?
You have to cut me loose so I can show you.
They're not trying anything funny, old man.
We are. Something I knew my brother would never understand. I stole some of our precious Aurelia and gave it to my two favorites, Adam and Eve. I could have waited, let nature take its course, but why not give evolution a nudge?
Throughout human history, we have been dependent on machines to survive. Fate, it seems, is not without a sense of irony. The human body generates more bioelectricity than a 120-volt battery and over 25,000 BTUs of body heat. Combined with a form of fusion, the machines had found all the energy they would ever need. There are fields, endless fields and liquefy the dead so it could be fed intravenously to the living. And standing there, facing with pure, horrifying precision, I came to realize the obviousness of the truth. What is the Matrix? Control. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this. Yeah, Squiddy's weeping and quick. Squiddy.
Is that not killing machine designed for one thing?
Search and destroy. Set her down right over there. How we doing, Tank?
Fine. EMP on.
And ready.
EMP.
Electromagnetic pulse. Disables any electrical system in the blast radius. It's the only weapon we have against the machine.
Where are we?
They're old service and way systems.
Service and way systems. Sewers.
They used to be cities that spanned hundreds of miles. Now these sewers are all that's left of them.
Quiet.
Also, again, question what nuclear energy really is, because NU, the word itself, means frequency, and clear is clear energy, nuclear energy. Frequency you can't see. Kind of reminds me of the Dark Tower when they used the kids as light to shoot them, aiming them at the Dark Tower to destroy it. 33rd degree parallel. A circle. It's crazy, all the connections and all the things that have happened on the 33rd degree parallel. The obvious one, JFK assassination, but also his brother Robert Kennedy, and the Book of Enoch, the Watchers descend on the Mount Hermon, you know, the paramount symbolism. 22 angels, that's on the 33rd degree parallel. Oswell is on the 33rd degree. And here's a big one, the Phoenix Lights. There's major significance with Phoenix and why they chose such an important name for that location. And again, it's on the 33rd degree parallel. Someone else did a video because the Super Bowl was there. That was Ritual. Here's the name of the place, is West Gate. Now, was there a Phoenix event in the past in that location? Or is that possible where the next one might be? There's a lot of places in Arizona where you can see and just feel the vibe of earth-shaking event to go down to be able to form some of these rocks and mountains the way they are. Just doesn't make sense. And Grand Canyon is the main one. So was that victim to the Phoenix coming through last time? A Freemasonic Phoenix with the 33 on it. That phrase means God is my right. Playing God is their right, is what they're saying, or what they should be saying. Here's just a few logos from automakers. Gotta show them real quick. It's all the Phoenix. And when it comes to the stone the builders rejected, the Ben stone, Phoenix is on there, at least on the stone that we can see an image of. If you look at the United States Air Force logo, a lot going on in there, but you got the Phoenix coming on the clouds. This right here, to me it looks like it could be two things. Tesla's logo, Thor's hammer, and it's actually referring to the same thing because Thor's hammer is referring to lightning, and that's exactly what Tesla's power is. I've shown this in one of my past videos, but in one of the African mythologies, Boshango, it referred to the power of lightning as Setsi. And I think that's where they got the wordplay for Tesla. So we're talking about the same thing, lightning, light power, working with light, star power. That logo upside down, then it looks like water inside of a bowl, just like one of the coagula alchemical symbols I've shown in the past when they show the phoenix rising up out of the bottle, the genie rising out of the bottle or out of the top of the dome or breaking through the ethers into a higher realm, however you want to word it. You got Indian Air Force logo, Phoenix. I find it interesting in the alien that you could color around on the back of the dollar bill. Obviously it's the Phoenix, then it transforms into the alien. Very intentional. What are they hinting at? Then when I see patches like this from NASA, kind of makes me think the Phoenix is some kind of big ship or big ark or floating Vermont or something they made that will resurrect after they destroy the earth.
Those machines come up and run to the ground, right? So that means they must have been buried here a long time ago. So who's driving the goddamn things? Watch the lightning. Watch it. Watch the lightning. Keep watching the lightning.
I don't even like saying that. Why would I say such a thing? Because knowing the technology that they have at hand, they can destroy a place and hyper cool it down so it wouldn't take 1,000 years or 100 years before you could go in that area again. But just the fact that with the Elon, with the Boring Company and all the underground cities that they've built since as far back as we could go, the underground systems they have. That tells you that they go underground for a reason. Even though maybe they're trying to obviously set up an extra lands, extra territory that they have already set up in, I should say. That doesn't change the fact of all the evidence and ancient texts, all the work that Archaics does, letting you know that whatever it is, even on a plane, or makes sense inside of a simulation as well, that there's something that happens naturally as a natural reset. I'm not talking about the man-made one. The ones in control are obviously implementing as we speak. I mean something that they try to fight against as well. It's something that takes them out. In Archaics' work, that's exactly what he thinks. In the Bible, again, they refer to the angel of death. So many others, that's what they're talking about. We will call it Planet X. The X is at the end of the word Phoenix. Again, though, you could do a basic search on the moon or planets, and literally the first thing it tells you is they're satellites. Then there's an object called the dark satellite. And again, it has nothing to do with outer space and galaxies and planets and the design the way they tell us. If it was on a flat, plain flat Earth that's way bigger than what we think and set up in realms, worlds, that whirlpool. Sat is the highest, S-A-T. The etymology has so many different meanings. In Hindu, it's referring to the most high existence. And then you see Hebrew and all that, they worship Saturn. Is there a natural reset that occurs? And in the simulated world, makes a lot more sense that it would be specific times, like clockwork. Or is it the powers that be just giving us smoke and mirrors because it's truly them creating it? Or at the same time the natural one occurs, they have their own event in mind, CERN, to counteract the natural event from happening, to wipe the earth of evil, just like the writings tell us. So is it number one, they're well aware of the Phoenix event? Or is it number two, I feel like that 7 year you have Schwab talking about is very intentional. In the Revelations, the 7 year tribulation, he's saying we have 7 years to get it right. Speaking to the world leaders, of course. What does that mean? They'll be underground for 7 years? And they have 7 years to reorganize their plans? That's kind of how I perceive it. That's me. I'll leave it up to you to decide. Me, though, I tend to lean more towards it's brought on by the elite. Some things you could only give your best speculations from all the evidence you add up and see. Some things not so certain on, but some I am. And there could be invaders from other territories or inner earth, ones that control us here, possibly through a hive mind. However, The invaders here look like us. They're missing something. Something's off when you look at them in their eyes and you realize all the different pots their hands are in. Like that guy's name that rhymes with Gil Bates. Sorry. Has his hands in pharma, video games, computers, Soul Machines company, nuclear power company called Terra Power. Another company turning feces water into clear water he wants you to drink. Also partnered in with Elon with the Open AI. The logo is a CERN portal. A lot of questions you gotta ask.
When we look at the tremendous challenge which we have in creating this great reset,
Wild beast roams the streets. Then, and only then, do men stop fighting each other and work together to save themselves. A common enemy, a common fear. That is the only answer. If all the men of the earth are threatened by an enemy from a hostile planet, well, gentlemen, we are going to create that enemy.
But in the absence of a current alien threat, we're going to create one.
Those aliens. Spaceships aren't real. The ships. Illusions. What just took the president then? That one's real. Someone is trying to make everyone think there's an invasion going on. Fake aliens. Fake ships. I knew it. Someone's sending a signal to this thing. Someone was controlling those aliens. Can you track the signal? Already done. We follow this signal, we find who's behind it. Hollow imaging systems at 100%. Saucer control is tracking perfectly. We took out the satellite and... poof! No more alien ships. No! The saucer was remote controlled via satellite, you fool.
But look at this. All you gotta do is be on some land far away with a big body of water in between you, and then you will call those people illegal aliens. I just got a question. So, what's a UFO now? Because I know everything is constantly changing, words and terms and what you could say and not say. Because now they're saying UFOs are satelloons. Those satelloons were running out of helium. And they don't want us to know that there's a lot of them up there floating around by means of helium. That might make you question why would you even be doing that if we're in space and you have all these satellites up there. Ask yourself this: is man already machines? We're electricity, as a machine is.
You can see the way they hound me. Flip the word around. Energy coming from God who think they can't drown me. Eye open, mind of a shrink. Thoughts organic. I'm a Titanic that they can't sink. Till we going insane. All the shit that they was telling us is lies in vain. Got the truth in my mind, too cold for the act. Don't got no friends, I don't like coals in the back. Got no patience, no time for it. Spitting revelations, ears penetrating, truth resonating through the vibration. We're seeking and waiting what's on the other side. Hollow we see through you fakers, imitators always follow. Mind right, truth in the darkness, don't follow the light. The word lies in it. All these dudes shady like a dark tent. When I pull my cape off, I ain't Clark Kent. Why you always looking for a hero? Be a man, don't be a stand. Take a stand, don't be a fan. Don't choke on the smoke, no coughing like the pandemic. Spell flu backwards, ultra low frequency. The way they attack, and I'm loading all these lyrical bullets up in my Mac 10.